Aloha everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hiram. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hiram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routines. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. I'm really excited for this video because I'm going to be reacting to one of my close friends' skincare routines, James Welsh. If you guys don't know who James Welsh is, honestly, you are missing out in your life. You need to go right over to his channel and subscribe right now. James Welsh is a fellow skincare content creator that also this video is thankfully sponsored by Honey, so make sure you stay tuned to learn more about that. Truthfully helped me in my come up. He is amazing because to my knowledge, he was the first male skinfluencer. I didn't know any other male skincare content creators before him, and even though I had been making YouTube videos for a while before I discovered who he was, when I found out who he was, I was like, oh my gosh, how have I not known who this person is? He has had so much influence in the skincare community and is just one of the nicest people I have ever met. You know, when it comes to the YouTube community, a lot of people feel the need to gang up on each other or outdo the other person, or that it's a competition or are trying to compete for views, and it's something that I've never understood. I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know why people can't be supportive and work together and collaborate. And when I was tiny, I say maybe 15,000 followers, somewhere around there, James had actually reached out to me and asked me to collab. And when he did that, I remember running around my room freaking out. I was losing my mind. I was like, absolutely. And he really showed such incredible support. We collaborated on a video. It was so much fun. And I just think he's such an awesome person. He's so grounded. And with skincare exploding and other male skincare content creators starting to come up as well, it's just cool to see how supportive he's been about all of it. Anyway, I can go on and on and on. He's a great person, but I was thinking the other day about who I could react to, and then I realized I really haven't reacted to fellow skincare YouTuber skincare routines. And I don't know why I haven't, but it was just a thought that occurred to me. I was like, why have I only reacted to celebrity skincare routines or other YouTuber skincare routines? Why am I not reacting to the skincare community? Because we're a community here. Thankfully here on YouTube, it's a community of people who really support each other, and I thought, why not do some reaction videos to them? So the first person I thought of was obviously James Welsh, and when I went to look at his videos to find his most recent skincare routine, I found the gold nugget of videos. He recently showed his teenage skincare routine. Now, I know James's journey through skincare. It's been a roller coaster. We actually did a collab video where we reacted to some of his old skincare advice and some of the things that he used to say. I mean, I'm not going to judge because I grew up on a cattle ranch and I thought the sun was the best thing for your skin, but they were not that great. So I'm really interested to see what this skincare routine is going to be like, just knowing all of that. So we shall see. I'm really excited for this. If you don't know me, I've worked as a specialist, but I am not a licensed esthetician or a dermatologist, nor do I ever claim to be or know more than either of them. If you do have any concerns with your skin, please go see an esthetician or dermatologist to get that shit treated. This is all just for fun and information's sake and just to, kind of give my opinions on the products that he uses.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where we talk about skincare, grooming, and sometimes hair, so that sounds like a thing. Make sure you are subscribed.
I love that he says grooming and hair like he ever actually talks about those things. I'm just being shady. Honestly, I love his skincare content and I will continue to watch that forever. So you're doing great, sweetie. Don't worry about it.
I was watching a few of my old videos recently, my old videos when I kind of uploaded once every couple weeks or whatever, way back when. I was thinking how far I've come as far as the knowledge of products that I use go, the products that I use go, but also skincare in general, how far it's come since I was 13, 14. I always wish the skincare influencers, dermatologists, experts, estheticians that are around now were online when I was that age. I wish the internet was around when I was that age, or as accessible as it is nowadays, because my skincare journey would have been completely different to what it is now. And whilst my very first skincare routine wasn't the worst, they're definitely not products that I would use today. And then I remembered how terrible my skincare routine was when I was 14. At least I had one, but it was shit. But there wasn't a lot available to us back then.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. Honestly, the skincare collection that is available today just at the drugstore, even at gas stations from what I've seen, is so much better than even what I had when I first got into skincare. And that wasn't even that long ago. For anyone who has just recently gotten into skincare, you don't even know how lucky you are for all the incredible products that are available, both in store and online. But yes, I can kind of relate to that, but also not really, because I never really took care of my skin as a teenager. Sadly, the extent of it was using a body wash on my face once a month. I'm emotionally numb from that experience. You can't hurt me. Just kidding, you can definitely hurt me.
So today I want to share with you my teenage skincare routine. These are the exact products that I used to
Oh
use.
man, I'm so excited, but ooh, I don't know what it's gonna be.
There's so many products, amazing products for teenagers that aren't just, like Clearasil, Clean and Clear, and like targeted to teenagers with spots. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the cleanse. I'm going to be using a cloth flannel just so it's easier to sit here and kind of do my routine. So when I was younger, 14, I had acne prone skin. I'd break out a lot. I'm just going to dampen my skin quick.
Yeah, if I remember right, he struggled with like acne scars. Maybe still struggles with it, but it doesn't look like it because his skin is beautiful.
Oily, greasy skin as well. And I thought the best thing to do to my skin would be just to dry it out, like completely dry it out. And the only way to get my skin clear, because I thought acne was related to dirty skin, was to get rid of every single inch of dirt on my face. I'd scrub at my skin. I'd strip it of all life. And it didn't work. Being a person of color, I am very lighter skinned, but when I tan super quick. That also means that when I have acne breakouts or I pick a spot, I get inflammation. That means I also get post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation like that. Like so easy.
One unfortunate thing about people with deeper skin tones is that their proneness to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which is essentially that acne scarring dark spots that you get after a pimple or even just dark spots from the sun, the likelihood that they're going to come about is just way more prevalent, which is why people of color and black people deserve to know that sunscreen is for them. Yes, you should be wearing a sunscreen. Even if you tan easily, even if you've never burnt, you should definitely still be wearing a sunscreen for that specific reason, but also it's using good treatment ingredients that get rid of that damage if you are more prone to it like he is. And I mean, that does seem like a downside, but white people age like a raisin, and that's way worse. Trust me, when I'm 35 making YouTube videos and having to pull back the skin around my eyes just to show that I'm awake, y'all will be grateful you don't have to deal with that.
And that's because I'd always dry out my skin like all the time as well. It's just
That's
awful. I was a
factor,
mess.
yep.
So what am I going to use to cleanse? I'm going to use a blackhead clearing daily scrub.
Oh,
this
God.
smells exactly how it smells. I don't think anything about this product has changed since I was young. With natural exfoliators. So this doesn't have exfoliating beads in.
Natural.
They've been illegal for a long time. They've been banned in Europe for a long time. Europe or the UK? I'm not sure. So this cleanser actually contains salicylic acid. It contains 2%. So a good amount of salicylic acid. Oh, it smells so strong. I don't like the smell, but it's really like reminiscent of the good old days. No, they weren't good. Whose teenage years were really that good? It's very reminiscent of my childhood.
It's so funny. Whenever people say that like their childhood or their teenage years were the good old days, I'm like, what life did you have? And can I have it? Because childhood for me was traumatizing as fuck. Like as soon as I became an adult, life became so good. I do not miss that time at all. If you're someone who misses your childhood, be grateful. I did see this product in the thumbnail, I believe. Yeah, I mean, it's a very common product that a lot of teenagers use. I mean, Clean and Clear is one of those brands that they really just focus solely on the experience, not the ingredients, not skin health, just what the skin feels like. And that's why they're so popular. And you know how he said that it really doesn't seem like they've changed at all? That's my issue with brands like Clean and Clear and St. Ives is that they haven't changed at all. And if you know anything about skincare, it's all about innovation, improving your formulas, constantly evolving to include the best ingredients. And seeing that a brand hasn't really changed their formulas over this amount of time is, to me, kind of a red flag. And primarily because like that cleanser is one of Clean and Clear's best sellers. And in my opinion, it is way too harsh, way too stripping, and way too fragrance for my own good. I should say, as we go into this, James Welsh actually does like fragrance in his products. That's one of the big points I'd say we disagree on. And I think that's fine. I mean, I personally don't like fragrance and I like to avoid it, but that's just my opinion. That's just my belief. His belief is just as valid. But you know that if James Welsh says that has a strong scent, bitch, that's a strong scent. Because for me, if you put one essential oil in a product, I'm like, oh my God, it reeks all the fragrance. Oh, I'm being so extra. I need to stop bringing shame to the skincare community. But James doesn't mind fragrance and has used products that I would consider to be very fragrant. So just keep that in mind as we watch the rest of the video. Quick interruption to talk about today's sponsor. Thank you so much, Honey, for sponsoring this video. If you guys aren't familiar with Honey, I don't know where you've been because everyone talks about them. These days, we are online shopping a lot. These days, it kind of feels like online shopping is the only thing that we're doing. And Honey is a free browser extension that, as you're shopping, scours the internet for promo codes and tests them out at your checkout. It takes all the work out of having to find the promo codes yourself. Here's how you can use it. You can get Honey on your computer for free in 2 clicks. All you have to do is go to joinhoney.com/Hyram and you can download it for free. It works for any browser, but make sure to tap /Hyram so they know I sent you. Then, as you're shopping on one of Honey's 30,000 supported websites, Honey pops pops up in the corner and all you have to do is press apply coupons. Honey searches and automatically tests out all the coupons in a few seconds. And if Honey finds a working code, you'll watch those prices drop, baby. And just in the last 2 weeks alone, I've been able to save over $100. All for a free browser extension. It's awesome and you should definitely use it if you're doing any online skincare shopping. Like I said, go to joinhoney.com and make sure you type out /Hiram so they know I sent to you. And thank you to Honey for sponsoring this video and to you guys as well who are always super chill with my sponsorships. I really, really appreciate it. Back to the video.
2% salicylic acid is obviously going to help exfoliate, and I love salicylic acid cleansers.
Same.
So, why do I not like this?
Just not that
Obviously, BHA salicylic acid can really get into skin and help with those congested pores, blackheads. You know, I do slightly think calling your product a blackhead targeted product just because it's got salicylic acid in, it's a little bit outdated. Like, we know what salicylic acid does and BHA's does. We all know that by now. And I've actually been looking at the ingredients of this and it's not terrible. It's not the worst thing in the world. There are a couple of things that I'm looking at now, which I'm like, why would they put this in products aimed at acne prone skin? Like fragrance. We don't mind fragrance personally. Why put fragrance in skincare that's targeted at people who probably have quite irritated skin anyway?
Oh my gosh!
They also have menthol lactate in there, which is an ester of menthol and lactic acid. To me, this is incredibly outdated.
Genuinely shocked that he said that. Like I said, our point of difference has always been fragrance, but I completely agree with him. Like, that's one of the reasons why these teenage-focused skincare brands irritate the out of me. It's because they put so much fragrance in products that are aimed at people with severely sensitized, irritated, damaged skin. And being that fragrance is completely unnecessary and only adds a risk of irritation, that's not something that you should be adding in an acne targeted treatment. Wow, I did not expect him to say that. I completely agree. Honestly, to give him credit though, I really do see his philosophy when it comes to fragrance. His belief is all about, if you're sensitive to fragrance, don't use it. But if you aren't sensitive to fragrance, feel free to use it. I can understand that. I feel like with me on my channel, I never want to recommend a product that could possibly irritate someone's skin unless it's an ingredient that's highly beneficial to the skin. I don't want to be recommending products that have unnecessary additives that could yield some negative results if it's not ingredients that I believe are added to the formula for really good intentional purposes. Fragrance is just for the experience. If you want fragrance while doing your skincare routine, just light a diffuser. Not light a diffuser, light a candle. Start a diffuser. That's the right words, Hiram. But there are a lot of people out there who will never experience fragrance irritation, and that's really where I think his recommendations do fall in line with. So I feel like it just kind of comes down to nitpickiness. You know, me being super nitpicky about fragrance, but that's just because I have really strict opinions. We all know this.
Also have menthol lactate in there, which is an ester of menthol and lactic acid. To me, this is incredibly outdated. Like, the feeling of cool menthol on your skin is supposed to make you feel invigorated and refreshed. And I don't think anybody's after that anymore.
No,
I think we all know kind of what that insinuates. Also, daily scrubbing at your acne-prone skin probably isn't the best thing to do for your skin. And whilst this isn't horrible, I do remember using this every day in conjunction with some other products that I'm going to show you, left my skin feeling incredibly dry. I'm going to take this off now. But that's the thing as well, is back then I didn't know I was exfoliating with this. I was exfoliating.
A lot of people do that. I've seen a lot of you guys comment how you use the salicylic acid cleanser, but then go in with a really strong salicylic acid treatment afterwards, or a really strong alpha hydroxy treatment afterwards. And I'm just like, oh. If you're doing that every day, that is really risking over exfoliation. And a lot of people tend to like not think about it that way, but acne treatment cleansers are your exfoliation step. And you know how he said it left his skin feeling really dry? That's always a bad sign. Please, if you do your skincare routine and you notice that your skin is really stripped, really tight, really dry, that is not a good sign. Please, for my sake, get a better routine. And if you want to learn more, I have so many videos about them. I'll link them down below. But that's one of the reasons I always say, if you do use a cleanser with salicylic acid, space it out. Don't use it every single day, or use a really gentle one. Honestly, alternatives that I recommend to this Clean and Clear one would be the Inkey Salicylic Acid Cleanser. If you want a really gentle one, the CeraVe Salicylic Acid Cleanser is awesome. Or if you're wanting the full 2%, the Paula's Choice 2% BHA is one that I constantly talk about. It's amazing. Any of those would be so much better. But yeah, your skin should never be left feeling dry.
My cheeks are just going to get redder and redder throughout this. I have to be honest though, that isn't as bad as I remember it being, but we've got a long way to go. I feel like Clean and Clear just need a rebrand. Like, why not call this Salicylic Acid Cleanser and get rid of the exfoliating bits and the blue dye and the fragrance and just kind of like mature a bit, you know, with their brand. Brands like CeraVe and The Ordinary are hugely popular amongst teenagers now, so you don't need this, like...
Exactly.
Really old-fashioned formula. I don't.
Exactly. I could not agree more. Like, Clean and Clear and St. Ives are really like kind of running out of popularity, and they are most popular among people like my age and older. We're all now grown up and we're learning more about skincare, and we're realizing that those products are not good for the skin. And Gen Z, y'all are incredible. You guys are so smart, and that's why you're purchasing from brands like the Inkey List, like The Ordinary, like CeraVe. And if Clean and Clear were to like mature, still have the same types of products, but get rid of all the irritants and up the packaging, make it less kid-like so they can actually appeal to both people my age and a Gen Z audience, it would be perfect.
So here it is. We're going to do something very brave today. The star of the show, the St. Ives Apricot Scrub. So we know I don't like this.
No way! He actually used to use that.
Using this. So even back in the good old days,
I just realized that he's going in with a scrub cleanser and then going in with the St. Ives scrub afterwards. I'm gonna feel so uncomfortable watching this. That's okay though. If you didn't watch my recent video, Destroying My Skin, I actually went in and used the St. Ives scrub. Oh, it was awful. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't actually as bad, but I think that's because I was like... instead of applying it like how normal human beings apply it, which is like where you're actually scrubbing it into your face. But James looks like he's really going in with it, so rest in peace your skin, James. Why do I always do that? I always cross the wrong way. Isn't it this way? I don't know. It's been too long.
Even back then, as a teenager, I knew not to exfoliate every day. Little did I know that's something that I was doing. Oh, this has changed a lot in the 14 years that I've used it since.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this has changed a lot. It smells different. So when I used to exfoliate with St. Ives, I would go in because it was a scrub, right? So I'd be pushing and scrubbing. And I would actually scrub until I did feel very sore and in pain because I thought that's what you need to do. I thought exfoliating meant removing the top layer of your skin.
Yeah,
St.
but like...
Ives back then... I remember there being chunks of apricot kernel in there that would occasionally hurt your skin. The real issue with St. Ives is that a lot of people don't trust the actual apricot kernels in here. Some of them are too sharp, they're all like different sizes, and it could lead to micro tears. Now, this claim I've mentioned before was actually thrown out of court because there wasn't enough evidence that St. Ives apricot scrub caused micro tears. But listen, dermatologists don't like it for a reason. I have to be honest, this doesn't feel like the worst thing I've used in a long time. I can feel my skin drying out though, and it's very heavily fragranced.
Need I say more? They could just be doing so much better. If you're someone who didn't realize that like St. Ives is not the best option out there, there's things called chemical exfoliants like salicylic acid and others that work so much better to get rid of the dead skin cells on the surface of your skin than apricot shells. Like that is like such old technology. We've come so far since then, and the reason why I'm personally really opposed to it is not necessarily just because of the apricot shells, but because I know how people are going to use it. People are going to dig into their skin, really scrub until they feel sore, just like what James used to do, and that's why I'm opposed to that product. It can just do a lot of damage, and even though they didn't have like court verified evidence that micro tears can occur, regardless, it can sensitize, irritate, and damage your skin. That's enough for me to not want to use it.
Honestly, I think teenagers can start using AHAs and BHAs, obviously. I think CosRx are my favourite brand when it comes to very sensible introductory level exfoliators. They do a great AHA, BHA toner. You can use it 3 times a week and it won't irritate your skin whatsoever. No scrubbing. My skin doesn't look irritated though, does it? It doesn't look too bad.
That's good.
Not that I'm going to keep using it. Like this is... No. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought my skin was going to be falling off. I thought it'd be really, really scratchy. It's feeling a little bit dry, and there's definitely like apricot kernels left in my eyebrow.
I noticed that when I used it too. It's like left over.
It would literally like dig into my skin. Right, look, this is why YouTubers don't do their skincare routine. Like, they don't usually show the cleansing stage of their routine because it's so messy and it's so difficult to do.
Messy. Thank you for saying that. That is honestly one of the big reasons I don't do skincare routine videos, because I'm just like, having to cleanse and not get the cleanser in your eyes, and then your eyes look super bloodshot, and then you get water all over whatever in your microphone. It's a whole ass mess that I'm just not in the mood for.
My skin's looking a little bit irritated.
Ooh, okay.
On the cheeks now.
Yeah, I see some irritation.
A bit irritated. It's about to get a lot more irritated. So I used to think back then I was using a toner, but really what I was using was an astringent. This is the Clean and Clear Blackhead Clearing Cleanser.
Oh my
This is actually, again, an exfoliating toner. So now I would have exfoliated 3 times without knowing. Pretty much daily.
God.
2 times a day maximum, really. Looking at the ingredients, it's not awful, but it's where formulation really comes into play. And I feel like this is a perfect example of when I would avoid alcohol in skincare. An example of when denatured alcohol is very drying.
Yes.
And from what I remember, it was insanely drying, and I used it, I think like nearly a year ago. when I was like giving other products a second chance, and no, I wasn't too keen on it. Oh, but that smell, it reminds me of like school discos and underage drinking. Oh, that stings. That stings. Maybe that's a spot there. But I remember I used to think like, oh, it's good. It's stinging. It's stinging. It's doing what.
I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Whoever spread that lie needs to be jailed ASAP. That belief that's like, oh, it's stinging. Oh, it hurts. That means it's working. Your last relationship hurt a lot, but that didn't mean it was working. Yes, I see you. That belief just annoys me so much, but I'm so glad that he talked about this product. First of all, exfoliating 3 times a day. Oh my god, that would just make anyone's skin fall off. My skin would fall off if that happened. I'm surprised his skin held up and that he still has such beautiful skin, because wow. And honestly, like I talked about in my recent video, 5 things that are worse than fragrance and skincare. One of the main ones is over exfoliating your skin, because when you over exfoliate your skin, you're risking so much sensitivity, irritation. When the skin is sensitized and irritated and it doesn't have enough sebum and skin cells, it can cause a lot of long-term issues. Not to mention that your skin is way more sensitive to the sun. It's just such a bad thing. But the fact that it's an alcohol-based toner on top of it. Ooh. This is the type of product I mean when I say that I don't like denatured alcohol-based products, where it's like the second ingredient. It has that alcohol smell. Just not a good one. Clean and clear. This is a sign. This is a wake-up call. Please, from both of us, change your formulas. Just please make them better for the sake of teenagers all over the world.
And after, my skin would be so tight and so dry, I'd be like, this is perfect. There's no oils. My acne's gonna go. It gave me very false hope because I didn't quite understand what my skin needed back then, because there wasn't anyone telling us what it needed or any brands actually giving us decent skincare. Of course, salicylic acid is actually very, very good for blackheads, oily skin, breakouts in general. Would I use it every day? Does it say daily? Use daily as part of your clean and clear routine. We do have glycerin and panthenol in here, which is hydrating.
His poor skin. I can already see the redness really starting to play out.
There's nothing hydrating or moisturizing about this. That alcohol, you can smell it. Fragrance in here again. It takes me back to school and shoplifting from H&M. Right, listen, look.
Oh, excuse me. James, you should do story times about your past, because I would watch that shit so fast. I personally never shoplifted. I'm way too scared of getting caught for anything. I just get way too scared. I'm the type of person that anytime I'm going 5 over, I'm like frantically looking around me, just being like, where's the police? Where's the police? I remember one time my friends and I were playing around in Walmart and a worker came and yelled at us. We ran out of Walmart and I was convinced that the police were following me the entire way home. I'm pathetic. I would never be able to shoplift. But I find it fascinating that some people do, because I'm just like, wow. The bravery. How did you do that?
Maybe, possibly, maybe. But my skin just feels, look, it's like it's squeaky clean. That's what it is. And it's it's like catching. Usually I could run my finger along my nose and my skin in general and it just kind of like glides over. Now it's like rubbery. Oh. So now I've exfoliated 3 times, and I would do that maybe like 4 times a week, but daily I would be using salicylic acid in both of these. Paula's Choice 2% BHA is a great like weekly exfoliant, 2 to 3 times a week.
Yep.
Cosrx Blackhead Power Liquid again is another great introductory exfoliant, which I think is perfect for teenagers. Spot treatment, here we go. As a teenager, as I said, I always had spots. I would pick them and then put a spot treatment on it, thinking that I would save my skin, and obviously that's not how things work. But actually, I would put pure tea tree oil on my skin. I remember now. I'd buy it from like Holland and Barrett's or like some kind of like medicine shop. And as I said, it wasn't...
but him talking about 100% tea tree oil, that is my past. There was one point at the very beginning of my journey into skincare where I was like, oh, I've heard tea tree oil is good for the skin. I'm just going to take 100% tea tree oil and use 3 whole dropper worths on my face. And the recovery was 3 months long. It was awful. Don't make that mistake. Tea tree oil is great in certain concentrations, but never at 100% on your skin. Don't even bother.
I was very blemish prone, and I would also sunbathe a lot. At any chance I got, I would go out in the sun because I thought drying down those spots, drying out my skin was the right thing to do, when really it led to years and years of getting rid of hyperpigmentation. But I would use this. This is Tea Tree Witch Hazel Blemish Stick. But as I mentioned, what I would do is like pick my spot and then put this on top. Lucky I got a breakout there right in the middle. But these would really dry out my spot, like really bad. And I think, oh good, it's drying it out. This stings. So this really hurts. I've not even picked at this spot. Ouch. Something's happened. Something's happened.
Stop.
I'd be like, good, dry it.
If I understand correctly, a scrub exfoliating cleanser with salicylic acid, an apricot shell scrub after that, an alcohol-based toner with fragrance and salicylic acid, and then going in with a witch hazel-based spot treatment. That's my hell. It's so bad for your moisture barrier. Your moisture barrier is going to be wrecked if you're doing that to your skin every day. Ooh, I'm so sorry, James. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. That's just awful.
Next is moisturizer. Now get this. I never moisturized.
I
ever.
knew
This
it.
was it.
Ugh.
I'd be like, wow, my skin's so void of all life and oils and natural sebum. Why would I add moisturizer to my skin? However, in the evening, I would use an oil on my skin. But not just any oil, bio oil. Bio oil, I remember, had a sudden surge of popularity. They kind of marketed themselves to get rid of stretch marks and dark spots as well. I remember the adverts now. In my opinion, on a personal level, in my personal opinion, I feel like this is actually a really misleading, kind of useless product, in my opinion. It's just loads of oils, essential oils, perfumes. There's absolutely no reason really why it might get rid of stretch marks. There's vitamin E in here, which is nice, but there's not much evidence behind vitamin E and the effectiveness on lightening or removing post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation.
I could not agree more. They do ride on the vitamin E to like get rid of that type of damage. Vitamin E is like, I mean, you're talking about the bare bones basic of skincare ingredients, and it could, but there's really not a lot of research behind it, and there's so many other better ingredients like retinol that will help to get rid of damage. Way more than that. Also, telling your consumers that it gets rid of stretch marks. I mean, stretch marks are, first of all, something that I think are so beautiful and should be celebrated, and I think they're so cool looking, and I don't know why people want to get rid of them. But second of all, that's something that takes way more than just a vitamin E based product to get rid of. So I've never been a fan of bio oil, let alone the amount of fragrance and essential oils that they use. And not to mention, I personally am not a fan of using an oil as a moisturizer. Face oils, yes, can be good for an additional layer of moisture on top of your moisturizer, but a moisturizer has a good blend of different emollients and sealants to be able to make sure you're preventing as much water loss as possible. Using a face oil a lot of times is just not as effective as a moisturizer, and yeah, it can be nice to add on, but it's not one of the fundamentals, and I have never believed in using a face oil as your moisturizer. Definitely not bio oil as a moisturizer. That is just asking for trouble. Wow, James, this really is a rough routine. I'm so proud of how far you've come. Honestly, the glow up is real.
There's retinol palmitate, which is a derivative of retinol, so I guess that might help, but I'm under the impression it serves a different function in here. I'm literally just going to use the tiniest amount because I don't really want to use anything. It feels like an oil. It just feels like an oil.
Wow, his skin got so shiny.
Too many flowers. Like someone's bought you flowers that you didn't ask for. It's just such an odd combination of ingredients to target and heal stretch marks. I don't think this is the worst routine. I think it's a very, very common routine back then, but I'm looking at it now and I can just see so many different alternatives from brands who are the same kind of price point, if not more affordable. Like I can see an Ordinary alternative for all this. I can see an Inkey List alternative for all this. Thank God we have skincare influencers. Thank God we have dermatologists and estheticians online. Because you know, what a time to be alive as a teenager.
Yeah, I mean, he brings up a great point. At the end of the day, you know, you're free to use whatever skincare you want to use, but in my opinion, like, why would you not want to use the best? And a lot of people are led to believe that just because a product is at the drugstore, that means it's the most affordable option out there. Au contraire. There are so many more affordable options out there, or products that are incredible, so good for the same price point as a lot of these products, like Clean & Clear, like St. Ives. There's just so many good options out there to explore. James makes so many good ones. I try to make as many good ones as possible on my channel. Yeah, I don't know. That's my thoughts. Well, what do I think about this routine overall? I mean, honestly, I'm not even gonna give many thoughts because y'all saw my facial expressions. You know my thoughts on all those products. That was horrible. The great thing and the reason why I feel comfortable dragging it is because I know James Lush has come so far since then. He is such an incredible wealth of knowledge when it comes to skincare, but specifically product recommendations. I feel like that's really where he shines through. He tests so many different products. Keep shining on, James. You're doing incredible. I'm so glad to see your growth. Thank you for always being so supportive and so just grounded and humble, and for just being such an awesome person. I'm so proud to be in this community with you. You're doing great things. But of course, what do you guys think of this routine? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your thoughts, and also let me know who you think I should react to next in the skincare community. I have some ideas, but I would love to get your guys' thoughts if you have someone specifically you'd love for me to react to. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and to the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.